Ain't he all right? Won't he do it? You know what? You got to be down and out to know he'll get you up. And he'll bring you back. All right, we'll try to roll through here and talk with y'all a little bit. This is Romans chapter 15, verse 4. Y'all already know what we do. Beth Ha Mashiach, which is the house of the anointed, based on Beth Ha, the Mashiach, the anointed one, or the anointed. Romans 15 and 4, listen.
For whatsoever things m.g.t.o.w before time,
For whatever was written before
m.g.t.o.w for our lament,
was written to teach us.
that we through endurance
And we through going through without giving way
and nakum of the kitabim
and constellation of the writings,
might have tikva.
that's our goal. To make sure we have that type of understanding. We might have a connection, and that's our goal. To make sure we actually have it. Let's see if Oriah chapter 9. See that what I want. Chapter 9 and 24. Let's see what that's like. Might be 9 and 23. I had to work it out. I know there's people out there that don't like me. That's fine, because I don't like them either. At the end of the day, I'm only here to do a job. I have to make sure all of us get it right, including myself. You know, a lot of times people might look at, oh, there'd be people in here too that hate me too. Among your own people, you'll get that. You know, people won't understand why you kind of make decisions you might make when you make them. You know, a lot of times people say, well, preacher do stuff, and preacher kind of waited, preacher do stuff, and preacher got to care on him or everything that happened to him. These people don't realize that. A lot of stuff these people don't realize. If something affects somebody in him, it'll be people might come and talk to me about something that's affecting them. Nobody else will know, but I'll know. I'll still have to manage everybody else's situation, including the fold, and whatever they got, to make sure they get through it, because they told me, because they want to make sure the proper care is given to them. I need you to know what's going on, because I need to know you're active in this situation with me. So you have to set a whole lot of other things aside to make sure those people get that care, and still maintain to make sure that the flock is being fed. See, a lot of times people don't consider that. People just look and they might say, sometimes like preachers just lose it. Sometimes you got to look at how much stuff you do and where you like to see people at. And you'll see they're really not there. It's really not clicking. So you try to do things in which you try to get things to click. Just like I say, you kind of look at just, even with advancement, I look at people's job. You'll get people might get a job and they'll keep the same position for the whole entire time that they're versus looking at advancing, because they'll become comfortable with their situation. You don't ever want to become comfortable with a situation. I'm never comfortable with my situation. I'm always trying to better my situation, because I'm always trying to make sure I don't miss the mark. See, sometimes we'll be good with where we're at because that means you set your own marks, okay? You look at a person like Shaul. How many of y'all feel like Shaul, who they call Paul, that it's a 50-50 chance he gonna burn in Sheol? Nobody feel like that? How many of y'all feel like, if anything, I feel like he made it? He didn't feel that way. He didn't feel that way. He always felt there was a constant to make sure that he's assured in what he's doing. What happened with us sometimes, I want that comfort level. I want that feeling of just knowing I'm okay. We're waiting to be justified, okay? Where everything we do, and we have to have that amunah. We're constantly working to build up to make sure. Just like a wall, you build for security. Well, while we're still here, we're still trying to build that security. So we're trying to make sure we're doing something different than the norm. Like you got people, they just got their time. When I get him, I get him when I get him. At least I made it. You got some people, it don't, I mean, as long as you come, what's the difference? They walk in, everything rolling, I'm here. You got some people, I'm not selling for, I need to be early. I got that in my mind. Because there are certain characteristics when we read, we find about people that made it with it, and you're going to find these people, they set a standard over the norm. With us, we do what's comfortable. You think I grade myself by other preachers? I got people that set the bar. They set the mark. You got it? And I have to look at that mark. And I got to always consider and look at, you have to be willing to put everything aside. And sometimes you'll get tested. He'll let me get some stuff, and he'll let me lose some stuff. And we're like, okay, where you at? Where you at right now? He don't have to come say, but I know he look, where you at? Where you at right now? Because now you have to be tested. That's how I know, that's how you can see whether you've grown. It's through the adversities and how you overcome them. Because there was certain things I wouldn't take. I wouldn't do it. It wouldn't be our fight. It'll be I'll quit. I just quit. I ain't gonna take it. It don't make sense to do it. Now, you mature the things you say, this ain't you'll fight. This a thing you'll fight to make sure you still stay where you need to be. You'll come up to the mark. Y'all got it? So we come in and when y'all hit the bar, always consider where you at. Consider coming up higher. Never be in a place like, I'm good. You're not in a good place. We still him. Yahusha, he took him out when he was finished. He was the exact replica example to us of a finished product. Got it? You know when you put the sickle to the wheat, when you get ready to take it in. Why are you still him if you're good? Because you ain't ready. We ain't ready. There's a time he's going to come and he harvesting. So our goal is to make sure when this man harvests, we can say we finished. It's complete. It's reached full maturity. Y'all got it? Okay. That's the goal. Let's see something. All right. So that's what we look. Let's see this right here. This is Oriel 9:23. Most High willing, maybe I'll teach y'all why he came here since we're here. Listen.
And he said to them all,
He said to all of them,
if any each will come after me.
Well, let's say this, Lee, because you just say, Care if you come after me. Come on, just come after me. You come after me. Let me ask you an honest question. Did you want to really get up right now and come over here? You fine. That's honest. So he just did what he read. He just came out of me. But look at this, Karen. He said to them all, if any, see that makes a difference. Now, he can come, he can follow me. Come on, just follow after me. But he really don't want to do this. So how long he gonna keep doing this? Not long. But if there's a desire, then the will is there. Little key things in reading maker. Because he said to them all, if any man come after me. I mean, people can come after you all. I mean, do you want to? No, I don't want to. But if there's a desire, then the will is there. There's no, you don't have to stop. There's no like for me, I guess I'm in a different place. I appreciate it for whatever reason he seen fit. Because I have been the biggest quitter. I have been the biggest crybaby about stuff that worked me in my lifetime, to where he just put in me, I don't see me doing it. I'll be honest. That's just not where I'm at. I really want to do this. I was in such a bad rut to where I didn't have a choice. You had to be pretty much, well, let me say this, everybody different. For me, I had to be put in the most precarious situation, the most stressful situation, the most dire situation. That's why I have that will to want to be better. I have that will to where leaving ain't an option for me. It ain't an option. If y'all look me to leave quick, I assure you, you could be doing something a whole lot more useful. This ain't happening, because this is what I came to do. This is what I asked them for. This is what I wanted. My options were, let me die. You know how bad you got to be? You said, let me die. When you ask that man to take it, you know what kind of situation you got to be at that man to just kill you? You know what kind of situation you got to be in? Just, if I can't do it, just let me die. I don't want to. I didn't want to just live. And they know some people say, well, don't kill me. Just let me keep going. Maybe I'll get better. I knew I wasn't going to get better. That wasn't I didn't have that. Just let me keep living. I'm going to get better. No, I want to do one or two things. Let me live right or let me die. Because I knew it was so imminent to me to know you only going one place with this, son. You're going to die. You're going to die a horrible death. You're going to suffer, and you're going to burn for what you've done. So I had a mind. I said, I didn't want to just keep living to say, okay, man, now I live my life. Oh, man, now I'm getting ready to die. It didn't matter if it was 100 years from then. I knew it was coming, and it was running me down. So he put me in one of those situations where I had no choice. I fought to get him. If you fight to get somewhere, you don't just walk away from it. I put too much in to get him. To just say, let it all go. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? I'm just done. No, I can't do that. I put too much in it. So here he said to them all, if any desires to follow me,
let him deny himself.
how about he said disown? Disown his life. Because you know, it's not time we say deny. People say they deny themselves. I just got through eating. I got ice cream in the refrigerator. I ain't going to eat it. Part of denying myself. Just denying myself. I want dessert. I ain't going to eat it. See, this is how stupid we are. We'll look at something. I'm going to give a flying flip about you eating no ice cream. We talking about when you start looking at disowning your life. Because a lot of stuff people say, like, who did one of them helpers had something, it's their life, they can do what they want to do with it, or that girl, it's my part, I can cry if I want to do. These folks had living my life like it, all these folks come up, you can't do that, because they live it to their satisfaction. They'll live it to their desire, their expectation. But now when you disown it and you allow him to realize, it's his, I'm going to give up my ownership of it and my rule of it to let you dictate. That's something people need to think about, because people read, they just think, I'm following, but I'm still me. You can't do that. First, if you're going to come, he said, you got to get a desire first to do it. Then you got to be willing to let go of ownership. The reason why I couldn't, I ain't going to say and tell no lie. I ain't fully let go of no ownership. I'm not going to be telling no lies, okay? Tony's still getting in the way, and you're going to still get in the way. You know what you do when you recognize it? Get out the way. That's a constant reminder. You don't just stop it. You get in the way. And when you get in the way, you got to get your behind back out the way. Because you got to remember, you got to deceive. When you hear certain things, it make you think differently. Because I've never read it from this, but I mean, it ain't hard once I read it. If this is exactly how he said it, it makes sense. You're going to have to disown it. Somebody tell you, you got some toys, you're a kid. How many of y'all had toys you love them? Had them, you liked them, you had your favorite toy. Get that toy, get it them there right now. You like, you looking like, what? That's my toy. Give it to him. That means you got to take your affection off of that toy. Take how you felt about that toy. Everything you got to, how you, whatever. If you slept with the toy, that was your toy you kept. That's the toy you get up with. That's the toy you played with the most. You got to let it go. That's what he's saying with your life. You have to give up ownership of it. You got to give up the control of it, because that's what hurt us. I did more damage to Tony Smith than anybody else could have ever done. Blood pressure, being shot, everything could happen. Being molested. Ain't nobody did more damage to Tony Smith than Tony Smith. You got to recognize that. So me keeping it is going to do what? Me continuing. If I've done the most damage to it, I'm going to be the best person to be the steward keeper of it, right? Why wouldn't I? That's right. I got to let it go. So I got to be willing to disown it to the effect of when he gives me a command, I hearken to that. That's what I show him. That's what we got to be able to do. People thinking, that's just too extreme. I can't do nothing. Nigga, you can do something. You've been doing something. He just wants you to do it. It's things I need you to do. And the only way to really get you to properly do it is for you to disown it. With you disown it, now I can come in, I can take it, I can control it. But as long as you got it, it's going to be a conflict. Is that what he really meant? He ain't make us no fool now. You can be too heavily bound and you know earthly good. That's how you come up with stupid stuff like that. Because you get in your mind, it's the same thing here with some of these folks. It's hard for a lot of y'all, probably about 90% of my members, they ain't gonna make it. Because the fact that they still got too much ownership. They got too much rationality. So I already know they mum and they grumble about what I tell them, but I'm really trying to help y'all. You know why I be one of your best people to listen to? Because ain't nobody effed up more than I have. I know people look at it and say, oh man, preacher got it all together. I mean, you done effed up everything. Where you go from effed up? Where you go from flat? Where you go from the ground? Where do you go but up? When you done flatten yourself to every bad decision, what do? Eventually you realize, son, there's nowhere else for you to go. You blocked in. You're hedged in. What else are you going to do? It's like a kid run from a whooping. Now you get trapped in, y'all remember Penny on Good Time? She had it. She used to break all the time, didn't she? Her mama stood iron. You saw her mama take out with the iron? Her mama just kept ironing. She said, I locked the door. I knew where you were going. Unhook that iron. Please, mama. Please, mama. I felt like that heifer burnt me. Then y'all feel like Chip Field burnt y'all. I ain't know that was Tootie, mama. I want to get Tootie out of that house. I said, she burnt Janet Jackson. I know she burnt Tootie. Anyway, so, all of these are things you have to consider that most of us don't consider. What hurt most people, they try to rationalize it to a degree of, maybe he meant something else. He meant it plain as it is. The people he dealt with, he communicated with, had a plain understanding. It was a plain understanding. The people understood if you own something, you let it go. Those people own cattle, they own houses, they own land, they own a lot of stuff. Well, disown it. You just, in fact, it's not mine anymore, I give it up. Well, he said, I want you to do it and come to your life. I want you to allow me to be able to do it. But in order for that to happen, the first thing you got to do is have a desire. That's why people stay in ruts and they never grow, because they ain't have no desire to do it. People come here sometimes for the wrong reason. I'm funny, I make them laugh, the people good, we eat, we do stuff, we like a family. I assure you, it's plenty more pleasure you got here, you get to that. You come here because of the word. You come here because you got a mind to try to fix some stuff, and you can be real enough to say, let me sit down and look at where I'm at, where I'm trying to go. Because you ought to be looking, are you advancing or are you decreasing? People say, well, I've learned a lot of the book. How much of it can you implement? How much of it can you display? You get what I'm saying? Learn a whole bunch of words. I'm not impressed with that. How much of that can you live? How much did you really understand? You get what I'm saying? I try to come and look at that I don't come in here with no made up stuff and no made up sermons and none of that stuff. I'm just plain. I mean, I can look at it, and I ain't stupid. You ain't stupid either. He said to them, all of them. So y'all can get all of them. Who is all? See, it ain't fair, because you ain't Yehudi. See, then you don't get a chance. We never told nobody that. He said to anybody, if you were down, I'm talking to anybody. If any of y'all that want to do it, he need to have a desire to follow him. That's what I got, a desire. When you realize you at a certain point and you can't go nowhere else, you done screwed up everything you got. I mean, why wouldn't I desire somebody who would put up with me and give me a fair chance? That's all I want somebody to give me. He gave me a fair chance. You make it, Tony Smith, or you break it. It's on you. You don't get a fair chance. You just got to get the way you desire. And I took on that desire when I realized I screwed up enough. This ain't hard. I didn't want that piece of crap life no more. Give it up. Let somebody else control it, who do better than I can do with it. And carry his crucifixion daily and follow me. His nefash. He put his nefash. And follow me. So guess what we've been doing? We've been following, but we've been holding on. We're singing a song, I'm just holding on. Y'all remember that song, Just Holding On? I know it. Holding on, and that's your problem. You need to let go. We got to get to a point to where we stop having so much confidence in ourselves, and we got to get to a point where we do. All the people that I admire, all of the patriarchs that gone through, those people did something a little different, though. They were willing to let go and trust them to the point. You look and say, wow, to be right there. You talking about the same opportunity we got. None of those people had a different opportunity than us. They got the same opportunity being availed to us. It's all about when you have things, possession, and commitments, a lot of time they get in the way, and they'll cloud your decision. They'll cloud your decision. Because nobody want to look like a damn fool out here. Nobody don't want to look homeless, nobody want to look broke, nobody want to be sitting outside. And a lot of times, because that desire to be something in front of people, it hurts us with him. He said, I can't use you. I can't use you because of your desire to look like something and be something for them. Then I can't use you. This is a plain way, and people make it more complicated than what it is. It's sometimes we look and say, that's just too plain. Why wouldn't it be? Why would it be? Why would you give me something complicated and expect me to do it? And it's supposed to be for my salvation. It's supposed to be. He even said his yoke, it was easy. All my burdens are light. You know why his burdens get hard on us? Because we compiled our own stuff up. and we don't want to stop our own stuff and give our own stuff, then it makes his stuff look complicated. A lot of complications we really sat down and look at that we have, misunderstanding we have with the Dabarim, is because of our stuff and what we want to do. Just be honest with it. It's plain. Look at that. Now, this gets a problem when I don't want to let nothing go. And I definitely don't want to be walking around going through. You going to be happy and laughing and running and playing with this? No crucifix on, not daily. It ain't. I mean, that's you trying, you going through. And a lot of times, those going to be public display. When we found him on the crucifix, he was by himself. He wasn't the only one going through either. And that's what we realized. We have to condense this down to the most common factor so we understand it, where we at and what we got to do. These young people come out to me. Y'all have a night you enjoy. Y'all the younger two and me, us three. So now we have to look at making it to where everybody can understand. And our young people at home. We got young people at home. These folks writing and going over this and making sure they get it, making sure they understand it. And it's supposed to be that way. You know, I heard them all the time, all were going to know me from the least to the greatest. I never thought nothing about it. And one day, bring these young people up and tell you, say, you know what, it makes sense. Because we're going to educate on the level so everybody can get this. It's got to be there. That's all. You can't do nothing you don't know. And a lot of stuff they gave us so complicated, we couldn't ask questions. You don't know. You ask, that mean you ain't saved. You ask, that mean you ain't trying to be saved. You just being stupid. Now, who going to ask questions? It ought to go here. They just being stupid. So people sit in churches, sit in mosques, sit in synagogues. I'm not leaving none of them out. Sit in non-denominational centers, and the people are oblivious to what's going on. So that's the goal right here. So he said to them all, if anyone desires to follow me, disown his nephesh and carry his crucifix daily and follow me. Let's see what he told us. So I ain't got too much time. Come on. For
whosoever will yasha his ka'i.
Well, you believe it or not, he gonna have a desire to do that. He really gonna have a desire. So see, that desire, that's the same desire to follow him. Mm-hmm. Can we have both these desires? No, we can't have both of them. See that? He said, for the one who desires to save his ka'i,
shall lose it.
His life shall be lost from him. So see, we still dealing with desire, and this important looking at it, because we just got through desiring to follow him. Now you're desiring to save your life. Then you're going to be as Shaul talked about when his departure coming. You're going to be in a strait betwixt two. He said that's what he was. He said he had a desire to depart and be with Yahuwah. He said it was far better. He said, nevertheless, to abide in the basar was more needful for you. Right. Now, his desire, his situation, it was right. Why wouldn't you want to be with Yahuwah? He said, but nevertheless, for him to stay, it was profitable for us. So rather, although he wanted to leave and go ahead and be with him, he looked at it was beneficial on our behalf. And that goes when the book tells about looking every man on the things of others and not on himself. Mm-hmm. He looked on himself when he said, I'm outie. I'm gone. Peace, nigga. It's on y'all. He said, no, for me to stay here, it's more profitable for you guys. Yeah. And that's what we start looking at, how we profit one another. Just like they're teaching, the real benefit is application. Everybody here don't do application. That's why you don't get real benefit. For the one who desires to save his ka'i, life shall be lost from him. He's going to lose it. He's going to lose it anyway. So what happened? I'm going to give you something, you're going to lose it anyway. What's the purpose of trying to get it? What you going to get? I'm going to lose it anyway. What's the purpose of giving it to me? What's the purpose of keeping it if I'm going to lose it? Why do you think a lot of people put money in the bank, put it in say, have somebody to keep it? Because they don't want to do what? Lose it. What somebody say something different? Lose it. Okay. You don't have somebody, hey man, keep that for me. You say, man, what you keep? Because I don't want to lose it. I'm getting ready to do something. How many of y'all done did that before? Get somebody, man, hold it for me. Mm-hmm. Keep this for me. Why you having to do that? So nothing happens to it. Guess what he told me? If I keep it and do what I'm getting ready to do, like you got some short pants, I'm saying short, got them itty bitty pocket, you say, man, take my keys out, because I don't want to lose. They want you to, set this here. Hey, watch that for me. Because I don't want nothing to happen to I don't want to lose it. So you understand what he's telling you. If I take this and do what I'm getting ready to do, play basketball, play football with this in my pocket, later on be sitting around, they talking about something, man, what you doing? I said, I lost my money. You're like, they were like, what? Folks started trying to help me look. They're like, you lost it? One of them niggas got it. They like, what you doing? Man, I was playing. They were like, Let me see your pocket. Little pocket about that deep. A centimeter. They like, folks look saying, man, why he put that in that little bitty pocket? He should have known he was going to lose it. That's what Yahusha looking at us when it come down and you mess around and you moot and you don't make it. Why you kept it? You knew you were going to lose it. See that? But then you know what happened? Rather than us desiring to follow him and save and keep, we desired to try to keep it ourselves. I don't want to sit down and one y'all nigga get it. You done lost it anyway. Had you put it somewhere where it could have been kept, you could have still had it. That's what he's trying to tell about our nefesh. You trying to hold on to something you ain't going to keep anyway. That makes sense?
Yes, sir.
But the one who loses his kai gives up the ownership of it for whose sake?
I say.
Because that's what I wanted you to do. So if you listen, if you go ahead and you disown it for my reasoning, for the rationale that I'm giving you so I can handle it and keep it for you, let's see what happened to him. And he's going to still lose it anyway.
The same shall save it.
He'll rescue it. See that? You don't save it. By me taking this out, instead of me sitting out here so worried about somebody else getting it, I'm going to try to do this and do what I'm trying to do. I'm going to forget. I ain't going to pay attention. I'm going to wind up losing it. He said, that's what you're going to do with your nefesh. At best, I keep it. At best, you give it, but you're going to have a desire for me to keep it. See, that's when you really, how sometimes reading it from an English Standard Version, hearing the way it's told, it kind of seems like somebody trying to punk you and take something. Just let you go. Because, see, we got our own ideology, how we think. Every time when you put out a message, everybody in a different place. It sounds like one of them deals where a nigga trying to take something from me. Wasn't it? Put your wallet in the basket. See, it's because you're trying to save it. And you're going to lose it anyway. You can't keep your life. How many of y'all here can control your day or your mood? Nobody here can control. Let's hold and see what he got. We'll come see if that's the see if that's 8 and 5 or kahala. Let me say that's what I want. 8 and 5. Put that read down. I won't hold y'all too long, Mr. Yahuwah willing, until I get home. I miss y'all. I was at home. Y'all better miss me too, nigga. Niggas! What kind of preacher we call that member, nigga? I definitely don't want to be like that white preacher that snapped on him. I worked so hard not to be like that. When I heard how he taught that man, I said, you know what? I like that guy. But you got to tell, folks might have got mad at man, but you got to tell your people the truth. Yeah. But then, he went right back and hugged that guy and told me, he said, I love you. Told him the truth. He said, you the sorriest mama I got. I said, and when they said that with me, I said, oh, no. No, I don't, I said, no, that ain't, I don't want no glasses. They put that junk on me, lying on me. I said, no, that ain't me. But then he came right back and hugged and told him, he said, I love you. Told him the truth, though. Sometimes folks will look at, man, you ain't got to embarrass people. People say, oh, he'll call you out on live stream. Y'all know why I do what I do. I don't try to give y'all no cover, no. People try to get covers. Everything don't go out here. But y'all had to be corrected right here, just like the same way everybody get. Them people get corrected out there every week. Every week. Folks ain't got to be corrected. That's part of your salvation. Everybody got to get corrected. And sometimes we'll get so in ourselves, we'll realize if it worked, it yield us to be a better person at the end of the day. It do. Correct that when you get like the person, when you get it, it's grievous for the time. I'm about like getting corrected, getting cut. At the end of the day, if it helped me to be a better person, you know what I'm saying, to get me where I gotta go. Like those whippings and stuff, we got punishment, chastisement, or cussings out, or whatever we got. But at the end of the day, where it put you at? It put you on a better mindset on certain things. And along the way, your chastisement into that same level, but you still get chasing because there's still things about ourselves that constantly have to be corrected. Even there's constant correction along the way. Constant correction. People get, I shouldn't have to be corrected. Then you know what? Then you're a bastard. You're a mamzah. You're a bastard. This is 8 and 5. Let's see, kahalak, they call it Ecclesiastes. Listen, I'm going to read down to 8 or something, 7. Listen.
Whoso keepeth the Amar shall feel no rosh thing.
Shall know no rosh thing. For?
And a wise ish law discerneth both time and mashpat.
See that what happened? Whosoever keep the Amar, the commandments, shall know no evil thing, looking at things happening to him. For a wise law knows both time and mashpat. That's why he told you in the 5th chapter, 2 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 1, he said the time and you know perfectly what? Well, that the what? Of Yahuwah so coming. And what's going to happen at Yom? What's going to happen at Yom? Mashpat. So guess what happened? Guess who knows that, Cannon? A wise law knows both time and judgment. We already know. What does he come back here to do? Other than the mashpat does. The people he's going to execute, that's going to be mashpat. So a wise law knows this. So what are we doing to try to escape the evil thing that's coming? Is the fact that us keeping his Amar. That's what we work to do. He ain't going to take you out of the right frame. We're going to look at how we're going to escape it. Let me tell y'all something. He told us in 2 Corinthians chapter 5, about verse 13, verse 11, 13, there is no temptation that is taking you but such which is
common unto you.
What is common? Common by definition means shared by many. That's what it is. I said, man, look at this shirt, man. This is the only shirt in the world with this on him. What y'all say? That's common. Everybody got it. People say, man, everybody got that shirt. So when he tell you about temptation, guess what happened? Everybody get tempted. Everybody go. He said there's it's common. But Elohim is Amunah first. Right? He's helped to build up. Because with the temptation, he make a way to escape. See that? That's it. He give you a way to get out. It's an out. That's what we look. So guess what? Whoso keepeth the Amar shall know no evil thing. For a wise law knows both time and. How many times I got to keep doing that? How long before I get caught? Caught up in the mosh pot. How long for the man catch me and put me in Sheol? What does the Amar teach me? So I started to look at that. He said, that's a wise law. Our conviction here, we think. To rationalize, then we look for our conviction from that inner man. Y'all right, that conviction. Conviction don't come here. Conviction come in, you feel, no, I can't do that. Here is why I do my rationing. And I'm going to rationalize it against information. If I have no information, what am I rationalizing against? Huh? People say, I'm just going to bounce this off the wall, and you throw it, and there's no wall there. Where's it going? So when I sat down, I'm going to just consider against what? People say, well, he said consider. I still go and do it because I'm not putting it against nothing. I got to put against the Amar. What happens when the Amar is broken? When it's transgressed? When you miss a kata, which is a sinner, or the act of, he said that's a criminal. That's what a person, when you commit kata, you are a criminal. You are a person accused of unlawful deed. He said you are a criminal. What typically what you do with criminals? Release them? That's what he's looking to do when he come out. He said, I'm putting them all, I'm going to lock them all up. The reason why it's important y'all look at Sheol not up but down, it's the same way they did. Like now you got these jails where everything was in the dungeon. The bed deals with the dungeon. You don't know that? In the old time, you watch old movie, those whether the medieval time, they put them in the dungeon. They said, send them to the dungeon. And the dungeon be underground. That's what, guess where they get it from? Sheol. He's going to put you in the ground. He's going to lock you away. So those people understood the premise of being locked away in the ground. And guess what a Malak was and everybody else? On top. That's how we're going to rule all these people now. That's why I tell you, you're going to put these people under our regard, under our feet. See, the stuff that you're trying to imagine ain't hard. That's why all your prisons and jails used to be. In Chicago, y'all don't know, do y'all know they still got underground jail? How many of y'all didn't know that? They got people down there still locked down and they done lost. Chicago still has an underground jail. They have people in there, them folks ain't been classified. They don't know where these people at. Please let us see if I'm lying. These folks don't know, a lot of these folks know where this stuff come from. You will lock them up years ago underground. You put them under the building. And guess what? The people walking over the top of them. All right, don't worry about it. He's looking it up. Let's see the next verse while he look it up.
Because to every purpose there is time and mashpat.
That's a procedure. See that? Time and a procedure. When something grows and get to full maturity, is what? That's time. That's time. That's what you learned about Yahusha. And 4 and 1 of the book of Galatians, 4 and 4, that when the fullness of was come, Elohim set forth his being. In the fullness of time, he was still in the belly pregnant. He had to come forth. And that's a procedure, isn't it? Well, the same thing here. That's a procedure. Because every purpose, there is a time and a procedure.
Therefore, the misery of each is great upon him.
You see that? Let's see what else happened.
For he knoweth not that which shall be, for who can tell him when it shall be?
You don't know. That's why I'm miserable, because you don't know. How many of y'all know what's going to happen tomorrow? You speculate, and he might allow it to be, but you don't really know that. Your start out might be your stop. You might not even get up, but you made plans. You know how many people pay plans every month? They ain't getting up. Because man don't know. That's the point you look at. So you know what? Man, a lot of derision. That's why people stay drunk, yeah, anything. I don't want to think about that junk. Man, I used to be like that. Man, I don't want to talk about that junk. Man, leave that junk alone. I don't want to stay, because you just want to try to stay oblivious to it and not deal with actual reality of this thing coming to a close. You going to die. You going to be in the judgment. You ain't right, and you going to burn. Man, I don't want to talk about that junk. I don't want to think about that junk. That junk, man, shut up, nigga. Shut up, nigga. Pop another bill. Eventually, you know what happened? I ain't want to drink no more. That's how I get a point that man get you. I drunk myself up something too, boy. Boy, if I could piss out all that beer right here, I'd flood Conyers out. Right now. I drunk. That man got me, man. Listen, you know what bad? All my escapes, he took them away from me. My escape was drinking. Laughing. I'd be laughing. That thing I'd be sitting laughing, I just started crying. Them niggas just get quiet. I started talking about it, telling the guy, I ain't right, gotta get right. Them jokes just get quiet, they just sitting there just looking. No, they like, this nigga here is janky. We trying to drink, get high, this nigga here talking about he ain't right. But I couldn't stop, I sat there, man, I started crying, just like, I said, I ain't right. They be like, man, you good nigga, man. I was like, no, I'm not. Like, no, I'm not. I was like, but I was a terrible person. That man just cut everything off from the drinking didn't work no more. Everything that worked didn't work. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to move. Your move don't work no more. When he just get you caught in that situation where ain't nothing working. All this was my go-to. This was my thing. I drink, get high, laugh, and go to sleep, do what I'm doing, fornicate. That man, and now this ain't working. You start realizing that man just get you to where you just got to stay straight now. Then I had to formulate a whole nother life. Sober life. I said, that's tight. I like, this what these folk be doing? Just walk around here normal all day? I said, this crazy. I said, boy, this junk miserable. These folks, why look at these folks like, when y'all get drunk? When y'all do something with yourself? And just put you the way, you know where he put me where you got to put your mind on me. You got to keep your mind on me. Where I was going and where I was at and what I was doing, couldn't keep my mind on them. It's hard to do that and do other stuff too. So then you got to start looking, you got to formulate your life with things where you can still keep your mind on it. Get what I'm saying? That's what we learn to do. Y'all all right? All right, let's see. For he does not knows, that's right. What else? That which shall be. Correct. What else? For who can tell him when it shall be? That's right. Question mark. Who gonna tell him? Who gonna tell him? Come on, next verse. All right, we're here to take a commercial break. There is no Adam. There is no Adam that has power over the Ruach to keep it. Ain't no man, just hypothetically. Let me use for a second. Hypothetically, I'm the Ruach, you're a man, all right? I want you to hold me right here. Keep me right here, okay? Hold me, make me stay right here. Hold me, make me stay right here. Hold me. No, just hold me, just hold me. Hold me, both hands. So I can stay right here. Tell me stay right here. You'll be like us, okay? I'm being like the Ruach. You see how you couldn't stop me? He said that's how it is with man. man can't control it. See, when the Ruach get ready to leave, man can't keep it. See, he said, there's no Adam. And using Adam is good because we learned that Adam was made in his image and his likeness. He said, there's no Adam that has power over the Ruach, that he can retain the Ruach. Them people said, sometimes I get upset, I tell myself, calm down. I got you. That's your foolishness. He said, you can't keep it. He said, you can't keep it. You don't have that authority, that power. That's why he wants you to give ownership. Because you don't have, what you going to do? You can't retain it anyway. What I'm going to do? Man, I ain't finna do that stupid. I'm finna just sit up here and just finna disown myself. Man, ain't no punk nigga finna play. They always try to put on their manhood. This had nothing to do with your man. Your manhood is your stupidity. Adam more man than all are going to be. There's no Adam that has power over the Ruach to retain the Ruach. You can't keep it. Neither has he power in the womb of his
move.
And there is no
discharge
in that war. You fight, man. You know the book tells you in the 6th chapter, let me show you something. Pick me up and hold. Nor shall wickedness deliver its possessors. See that? Doing wrong, that's why I say you gotta let it go. Because the work you do wrong, he said, that stuff ain't gonna deliver you. See if that's 6 right quick. 6 and 10. Who know what I want? Ephesians 6 and 10. I appreciate that. Somebody else, Pastor. If Dexter was there, he'll slap your face. Pastor Dexter don't play all that hollering out over there. See how folk do when you ain't here, Dexter? What's up? All right, this is 6 and 10 of Ephesians. Listen.
Finally, my Akeem,
at the end of my debar,
be strong in Yahuwah.
Be strong in our Adon. He said he used it master. Adon, Lee.
Yes, sir.
And
in the power of his might.
And the mightiness of his strength. That's what he want to do. At the end of my word, he said, at the end of my speech, my king, brethren, be strong in our Adon. And in the mightiness of his strength. All right, let's see.
Put on the whole armor of Elohim.
Well, he put full armor of Elohim so that
ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the Shadim.
Well, here you Satan. The schemes. That's what we look at. Schemes. Them different tricks and stuff. For people try to get themselves set for stuff on the street. They can pick up people on the street. Oh, that joke ain't nothing but a scam. I see that scam. I see a joke coming. That one, see a woman with some baby, little kids on a stroller pushing. Hey, excuse me, man. Me and my kids, we hungry. We ain't got nothing. You say, I know. I just seen that here for a month ago. She was on the whole other side of town. Them same kids, same story. I caught up them schemes they running. Well, guess what? Like you see people running schemes out here, sitting out here, I work for food, all this stuff. He said Satan got schemes. And the only reason you're going to be able to avoid these schemes and not get caught in them, first thing you got to do is put on the full armor of Elohim. So you'll be able to stand. Now who we going to use? Daoud. Tell them about Daoud, Canada. He didn't what? All right, Shaul, who they'll call King Saul, he had armor. But he looked at his armor. This is what he looked at, which made sense. You're afraid of the man, and you got this armor. And you want me to put it on and fight him? You hadn't done no good with it. The man is sitting here defying you. All right? So it don't make sense for me to use it. Now I'm going to use something that Elohim has been proficient with. Y'all got it? That's why he took the sling, he took the stone, because he saw what Elohim had done, and he went back over how Elohim had delivered him, yashin him. I've been delivered by using what he told me to use, or using what he's given me to use. It don't make sense to go back to grab what the world got. And that's what we look at him. So in order for you to beat Satan that you fight against, you're going to need to put on, so you got to put on the armor. You hear folks, they'll just say, well, you know what I meant. No, I know what you need to say. When you put on the full armor, Elohim, so that you shall be able, you'll have the ability, able is ability, okay, to stand against the schemes of Satan. Otherwise, you're going to be on your back. Got to be able to stand. Let's see what he told us.
For we wrestle not.
How about for our struggles? So they looking at that. Sometimes, you know what happened with wrestling, same thing. That struggling makes it difficult. Folks say, they say, man, how that thing come on? They say, man, nigga struggling, man, trying to make ends meet. They know what I mean? That means I'm balancing, trying to handle and trying to get this and grab that to try to get their pay to get that done. So you understand, struggling more you do wrestling. People don't do wrestling no more. So a lot of times it's kind of out of their mind. Mm-hmm. We should put them the same thing because sometimes people are struggling with that. But people understand when they're struggling with stuff, right? Well, that's what you let know. For our struggle is not against
Basar and Dawn.
See that? But
against principalities.
Against what?
Powers.
Against?
The rulers of the Kashak of this Olam. Against Ruach Rasha in High Malkum.
So what he told us. So now that's what we start looking at where our struggle is. It's not against flesh and blood. Sometimes we'll make it against one another. We don't use, Satan uses other people and devices. Even Shaul told us that we were not ignorant of Satan's device. Lest he should do what? When I don't know, that's how he get advantage of you. And what happened with us, that's why he told us to put on the full armor so we don't find ourselves in a situation where, guess what? He done took advantage of us again. That's why it's important for us to be able to recognize. We recognize from putting on the whole armor. That's our protective gear. Because, I mean, come on, he's going to look for weak points. That's what see, years ago, and people would understand it if they kind of were more familiar with medieval times. Even before that, what people would do back during evil time, if they didn't have armor, you would take animal skins and you would wrap it thick around yourself. So if a man tries to stick you with a dagger, before it ever to pierce through the skin, he got to pierce through the fur. Y'all don't understand. You'll see them. They will put on a bunch of animal skin. They will put on their fur, and people wonder why they got it on, because it's protective gear. So before the dagger can get through to me, what will be your shawl, which is what they'll say for hope. For us, your shawl, our expected way is that if it hit, I got enough opportunity to move or to try to stop before it gets actually all the way through. That's the purpose of having on the full armor. You saw they had a full armor, they will put it be on here, and they had gloves, they had the shoes, they had a whole, because guess what? Because what you think a man can get you, man get your feet. That's what they get some grab, stump their toe. You know what I'm saying? It's always something you leave open. So these people will when they build armor back then, they build it and they'll put the helmet on. They even have it come down underneath the have slits so if somebody can't get to your eyes. Because you're battling your enemy, and if you don't understand how he fights, you're going to get taken every time. Yeah. Y'all got it? Sure. So he started letting you know where your struggle's at. You might think, man, I'm wrestling with myself, I'm wrestling with sexuality, I'm wrestling with it, I'm wrestling with drinking, I'm wrestling with lying, I'm wrestling with it. The reason why you're wrestling with it, because there's a ruach that's trying to get you to go against what Elohim told you not to do. You think it's the flesh, and it's actually not. You're wrestling against principalities, authorities, and other places that's trying to get you against. What y'all think when Satan got Ka'ur and them to eat? You think it was actually about them eating? It was about getting them go against the Amar. That's what the wicked, that's what he do. He's an authority, principality. These are territory, these are regions, people that rule over, and he was getting them to a point. Look, he used her struggle. She was hungry. You already thinking about, I'm going to play you because you don't know I'm playing you, and before you know it, you're going to be out. So we put on the full armor because we have to realize sometimes people do stuff that Canada did something, piss me off. Man, it's hard for me to get over Canada. I assure you it ain't Canada. Principalities working. And they'll get me out here, and now I'm ready to fight her. And the book done told her, Clinton told her, when they came out to fight her, he said, you're not supposed to fight y'all. He sent them back. Every time Yahusha was getting ready to fight, he sent them back. He said, go back. He told him this thing from me. When Rehoboam told Yahusha what he was going to do and how he was going to rule over, and they wanted them not to rule over them so hard, he said, nah, everything y'all want me to do, he said, it's going to be tougher. I'm going to make it harder. They went and they left, and he said, you know what? I'm going to go fight them and bring them back. When they went to fight him, Yahuwah told them, go back. He said, don't fight them. He said, this thing from me. So if they had enough folk armed up, and he done got all his soldiers, all these folk armed up, and they going to fight Yahusha, and somebody tell you, go back. You're like, man, I ain't come here for this not to turn around. I ain't come here for to turn around. I came to fight. He said, go back. He said, this thing from me. And they turned around. Who owned them? They own themselves.
No, sir.
Their desire was different. They don't make sense. If I get to where he can't stop me, I'm in bad shape anyway.
Yeah.
He told him to go back. I know you done suited all them people. You got them people y'all finna go. I just told you to go back. I said, this thing is from me. And those people returned. Every man back to their house. They got there. He said, all right, whoo, turn around. We done. Well, the man told me, the man said for us to go back. This thing from Yahuwah. You know what happened with us? How I know it's Yahuwah. Let me just keep going and see. Sometimes if it's him, then he'll stop me then. No, he'll let you fall then. That's what we got to get. We have to get to a point till we stop rationalizing our stupidity and get to where we get to our submission, because our will should be to live. That will to live make us don't become complacent to trying to regulate and rule everything ourselves. We have to keep a law of a mind that when this man speak, that's what we do. Got to be like Shamuel when he learned. He had not yet known Yahuwah. When Yahuwah speak, he didn't believe what he told him. He said, thou art hear thee. Thou art Shama. Once he was taught, isn't that right? Sure. When he was called, he was going the wrong. That's how we going the wrong place. He was calling, he Yahweh, we were going to Jesus. He said, man, Jesus, nigga, I ain't call you. I made you a slave. He would go back. Say, you know what? Proceed. He said, they don't know me. When Yahuwah let us know, now we know when he Yahweh, thou art hear thee. Thou art Shama. Yes, then Yahuwah started letting them know, now I can tell you the things of me. You get it? Because now you seeking knowledge. You want to know from me. You acknowledge, you my servant. I'm not yours. That's the problem we got. Go right now and lock the door, God. Jesus, crank up the car. This nigga doing. Let Jesus and God keep locking up the door now. You need to get your behind sound and let Yahuwah reign. Yeah. All right? Against ruach of wickedness which are in high places. That's what we're trying to tell them. Let's see what else. So I can get them going. Y'all get ready.
Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of Elohim.
Why he tell me that twice, Lee? That's law now. Yeah. That's at the mouth 2 or 3 witnesses. Yes, that's a start. Why he come back again and tell me about 4? Because you know what I heard? Therefore, take the armor of Elohim. So that you niggas start looking, man, they heavy. These shoes, man, I can't do quick feet with them shoes. You know what I'm saying? That's how we get. They start looking, well, holding them up. It is, and you get out here. That's like these football, they stay injured. Them joking on what now? Man, I'm joking in the 70s. They joking, jersey was huge. They had so much padding on, thigh pad. They had all them joking, man, that stuff don't let me do my jerking. All them niggas, every time they go around, gang on hold, nigga getting carried off. Yeah, they too good. They too good. Gotta be light. Gotta run. All that cute, pretty stuff. Joker stay hurt. Yeah. Them jokers wasn't getting hurt like that. Them jokers were hitting, horse calling, dragging, everything was on. Yeah. Quarterback, you grab the ball, you get hit like a receiver. You shouldn't have had the ball. Therefore, take up the full armor of Elohim so that you shall
be able to withstand in the Rosh Hashanah.
So guess what? There's a time that's coming, and you need to know about them time so you can withstand. When you talk about stand, so you can withstand. People build houses. You know, people. Well, when you build houses, buildings, structures, depending on where you at, you have to build for that climate. Okay? Florida will not let you build steep, big, high, tall buildings because of the hurricanes and stuff come in. That's why you'll find a lot of that stuff gonna be lower, kind of flatter, how the other stuff can kind of keep moving. A lot of stuff you build up here you can't build, so you build for the condition because of the weather. So there are places that make you build, and you're typically building for, based upon where we're at and what we endure, you need certain type of things to be able to handle it so you can get through it and you can make it. Well, that's how Yahuwah sat around and he construct a man or a woman. If you give up ownership and let him own you and let him fix you and let him regulate you, you'll be able to stand when the time comes. Y'all got it? Because it ain't going to hurricane. If you're from Florida, it don't hurricane every day. It don't even do it every month. But when it come, it seems like it forever. It seems like it don't never go on. So you build that you'll be able to withstand. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Places like you go to Denver, that's a high wind turning place. So you have to build for the altitude, for the climate, because of the weather conditioning. And that's the same way Yahuwah built us. If we let him own us and we give our ownership, he'll come in and construct it that when that time comes, that storm, that wind, that flood comes, you'll be able to withstand it. Problem becomes, we're trying to build, and we're trying to build off the day. How many of y'all felt that way today? It was like, got up like 70. I cut the air on at the m.g.t.o.w tester, cut the air conditioner on, had door open, I said, get everything right. While that door, I was talking about it, it got cool. I said, let me get my jacket. This thing done changed up. I could have said, man, I don't need no jacket, man, this thing gonna be like the rest. But time gonna change. It's a lot of people based out today, they got shorts on, they rolling. Man, they gonna be like that, they don't realize it's gonna get cold. It's gonna get bad, and you ain't dressed, you ain't prepared. That's the same thing that come down there. You have to prepare yourself, because you should know the day coming. And the only way you're gonna get yourself out of it is to let him construct you. Okay? That's our goal. Let's see what she told for Gary go. Hang in there, Smitty. Her eyes are back there getting kind of heavy. She got early morning. She done got old now.
And having done all to stand.
Here he said, stand by the amount.
Oh, I was still, I hadn't finished.
Oh, we hadn't finished. Maybe they don't have it here. He said, stand by the amount. What? Did we
Yeah, that's verse 14. I was reading the last part of 13.
Let me see the last part of 13. Did it say? Oh. So that you should be able to withstand in the Rosh Hashanah and do what?
And having done all to stand.
And to fulfill your deeds to stand. Come on, 14.
Stand therefore.
Well, make a difference. You say stand therefore versus you tell a person where to stand. Because sometimes you can stand right to get yourself knocked out. You be right in the way of a haymaker. Not that one, not that either. Stand by. The amount makes a difference. If you done did all you can do to stand, hold on to the truth.
Yeah.
I mean, just come on. A lot of them can stand. That don't mean you ain't gonna fall. But if you know what you're standing by, then you got something that can prop and keep you up. So he told us, let's stand by the amount. Right? Makes a difference. Come on, just saying stand. You don't mean that mean I ain't gonna get tired. But if I'm standing by something that's already been tested that won't move, then I got my stability. Y'all got it?
Yes, sir.
So now you're saying, so stand by the amount. Having done what?
Your loins girt about with the mop, and having on the breastplate of Sadiq.
See that? Okay. Well, he said, having girded with your waist, I guess the amount. He told you stand, okay, stand. Stand by the amount, having girded with your waist, and having put on the breastplate of Sadiq. What else?
And your regal shod with the preparation of the two news of Shalom.
Let me say, he said, and having fitted your regal, what did he put for feet here? He used a different word.
Regal.
No, he didn't use it here.
No, it said the beginning.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes,
Oh, regal, I'm down here. Okay. I forgot, they'll go back. Okay, regal. To be prepared for the good news of Shalom. You see that? Okay. What happened?
Above all, taking the shield of Amunah, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the Rosha.
Well, he's saying the flaming arrows of the Sadiq, of the Rosha, the wicked ones. So this is what we're looking at. Now you got something to be able to block, because these people are going to be shooting at you. So that's what he's talking about, having it, to be able to quench the flaming fire arrows of the Rosha ones. Okay.
And take the helmet of Yeshua and the sword of the Ruach, which is the Debar of Elohim.
See that? So that's how we fight it. That's how we combat it. He told you, let this mind be in you, which will also well.
Mashiach Yahushua.
That's it. So we got to start looking at put on that helmet. That helmet of salvation. So we put on salvation. And that's going to be on Yeshua. The helmet of salvation, it's got to be Yeshua. Yeshua, which is salvation, his salvation. So we're going to put on his helmet. So now we're going to think like. Isn't that right? Then we're going to consider. What do y'all think actually? This is something I want y'all to think about at the close, okay? Yahusha HaMashiach. His name solidified, his actions solidified his name, his Shem, what he came to do. He had to be a mortal man, just like us. Just like us. Just with the desire and the will to do. Okay? A desire and a will to do. Okay? He told you it was written of him to do Elohim's will, which means he had to have a desire to do it. The only difference between us and him is our desires. Everything has to be in a place. If you live for a portion of time and start to see yourself change and things change, when hair get gray or older, teeth start to fall out, actions or knees or whatever it might be, or pain, then you recognize the changing of times. You got to realize something. You're not going to hold that position or whatever you're in or that fit you're in forever. So we have to look at somebody and we have to consider somebody and consider our latter end. His desire to do his will is what put him in a position to not commit kata. The only reason I look at the time, the years I struggled with and said, boy, why couldn't I? Why can't I? It's because I did not have a desire. Okay? That's it. You just got to have a desire to do it. And have desire alone ain't enough. It's implementing some things into practice with the desire. You got to start implementing some things. Changing the people, changing the places, changing the conversation, changing the things you listen to, changing the things you watch. Because now you have to start to feed a different creature. When I fornicated, drunk, committed adultery, shacked up, everything I did, I fed that creature. That creature was stronger. That was not a desire. Then I needed the will. Y'all got it? Me considering me dying and not making it in gave me a will of I didn't want to die. I did not want to die like that. Y'all got it? So I want y'all to think, that's just it. I just get a desire. That should activate some other attributes that you need to have as well to be able to keep you. When you talk about keeping a person in perfect peace, Talmud peace, what was again had to do? Who's what? Like a wise man, his law, his mind got to be stayed. It's got to be stayed. It don't mean, oh man, I forgot I got to go do this. But then during the course of time, your mind have to always go back to regurgitate back to considering. Because you're doing something or you got something planned don't mean you can't die. You know why they die? They lost their will to die. I'll let you keep your will and you'll still die. People say, I don't want to die, I don't want to die, I'm going to kill you, I don't want to die, and they wind up shooting that so they don't die because they don't want to die, right? You still die. It's to our benefit to make sure we really get serious about doing what the man told us so we can make it in. Don't just think because you got desire, things not going to come, things not going to happen. You have to allow that desire to do his will be more pressing than your will to avert or abort to get away from it. That's all. That's it. He was willing to allow, and he allowed his will to be done. He told them, when you plow, you say, your will be done here, just like it is there. That's what your desire got to be. That's what you got to want to happen. That's what you got to desire. And then at the end, they wanted his malkut to come. That's so it'll come. I want it to come, and it'll come when we let his will be done. Don't y'all know the book teacher in the 14th chapter, 1 Corinthians verse 17, that the malkut Elohim is not in meat and drink, but sadiq. Righteousness, right, sadiq, shusha, joy, in the Ruach HaKodesh. Oh, they said the malkut Elohim is. We got to let it come. Let it come. But you got to let his will be done. Let his will be done. Hello? Yes, sir. Where we at? What we going to do? We can't keep going backwards. We can't keep elementary our way through this thing. At some point, we got to start progressing, start showing growth, got to show change. You'll be around here like for 15, 20. They ain't changed. Same people, same stuff. Ain't nothing changed. Let me tell you, y'all take me for it. I'm going to be getting rid of some of y'all my books, though. Listen. At some point, you gotta change. At some point, the light gotta click on. At some point, you're just wasting time. At some point, you got to want to do something different. So, you know what? I'm afraid to die and not be right. I am really afraid to die and not be right. That is a real concern for me. To know that I've gone through and missed the mark. Some people, well, I know I wasn't gonna be saved anyway. I wouldn't even be here. I ain't worth my time. I only came because the man can save. I only came because the man gonna save me. He got to save me. If I do what the man tells me, he got to save me. He got to do it. You can force his hand. The man said, listen, I don't want these people to see, hear, and understand. Because if they do, I'm going to heal them. I'm going to heal those people. I look at that, I can see this. I understand exactly what he said. The man got to heal me. I force his hands. If I'm looking at this saying, man, I don't know what's going on. I am so confused. I can't get this. I already know what the deal is. I'm not going to heal this man. I done gave that man eyes he won't see. I done gave that man ear he will not hear. And I'm going to darken it. And that man not going to be healed. That man done given us opportunity to be healed. You can read and you can understand. You can follow. How many of y'all understand what I'm telling y'all? You can be healed. The man got to do it. We're going to force his hand. You force his hand. That's it. It's like poker. You got call. That's it. You got to show your hand. Or throw it in or show your hand. But who ain't going to throw? He going to show his hand. Force his hand. Force his hand and do what the man said. He got to do it. He got to. It'd be different you say him, I don't understand. I can't hear. I can't see. I don't know. That's not my testimony. It shouldn't be none of y'all. Time may change it. That's two.